Good morning and welcome back to the Morning Commute with Hopi living in the city. It is a cool 91 degrees here in the valley and 5:34 a.m. This is the eastbound 202. I hope everyone's ready for a great day. Let's be productive. Let's be happy, be healthy. A nice cool or nice hot cup of joe, and then I have one of my little insulated cup here for the office. I know that morning when we went to go eat in Winslow, I think I had 2 cups of coffee and palaka before we left, and then when we got to Flatbed Cafe, I had to try their coffee, and it was really good. So I had another 2.5 cups there. Usually I don't have more than 2 per day. But sana. So let's see what's on the radios today.
The university's Glendale campus is also seeing growth, with enrollment climbing by 25% and a new residence hall added to account for all those new students. Ballin Overstoles, KTAR News.
Watch out for cryptocurrency scams. That from Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, who says scammers are targeting the elderly with phone calls, claiming their accounts have been compromised and demanding payment to get them back. Mays says if you get an unusual phone call, hang up.
Always be skeptical. This goes for any unsolicited call, but especially ones that are asking for immediate transfers of money.
Mays says no government agency will ask you for money, especially not via gift cards, wire transfers, or Bitcoin.
It is costing you a bit more to fill up this morning in Arizona. AAA Arizona says our statewide average at the gas pumps jumped 3 cents overnight to $3.47 a gallon, and the Valley average climbed another 5 cents overnight to $3.49. I should have filled up yesterday. KTAR News Time is 5:36.
Coming up in just moments, Jim Sharp live from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago.
Right now, we head over to the Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center. John Roller, how's it looking?
Hey, Jamie, thank you very much. Looking very good right now, although we have hit the 5:30 mark. And that means more folks are getting their day underway, especially in the West Valley. We are seeing some slowing now, slow and go right around 67th Avenue, coming into the downtown area on the eastbound I-10, about 17 minutes on your right end. But that's the only slowing I'm seeing. That earlier slowing during the first half hour southbound I-17, that is cleared up. So all green conditions coming in from the North Valley. East Valley, you are quiet. We do have one crash I'm keeping an eye on south of town. It's about 5 miles south of Casablanca Road coming in on the westbound I-10. Reports are we've got a crash there that is blocking the right lane. East Valley, you're quiet, and still have that crash working over at 27th Avenue just north of Glendale. John Roller, KTAR News.
An excessive heat warning in effect for Metro Phoenix until 8 p.m. this evening. Mostly sunny, 10% chance of rain today, a high of 113. Tonight clear, the low 89. Right now in Peoria, fair skies, 87 degrees. Weather's brought to you by Howard Air. Whether replace or repair, call Howard Air.
Hey, this is Ned with New Vision Auto Glass. Living in Phoenix, you know how flying rocks on the roads is part of living in the desert, but they can cause major damage to your windshield. So here are a couple of Ned tips for all my Phoenicians. Ready? All right, number 1, don't drive with a cracked windshield. You want to see clearly when you're driving, and it's just not safe. Number 2, call New Vision Auto Glass to come to your home or office and replace it for you. It's so convenient, they handle all the insurance mumbo jumbo. Number 3, ask how much cash back New Vision will give you for replacing your windshield. You may qualify for up to $375 cash back on the spot. And number 4, make sure you get that free dinner voucher to Rodizio Grill's Brazilian Steakhouse. Their food is fantastic. There you have it, 4 great Ned tips to keep your car looking spiffy. Call or visit newvisionautoglass.com, 480-210-9090. New Vision Auto Glass, proud partner with the Arizona Diamondbacks. As always,
Hey,
folks, it's Vince Marotta here, inviting you to visit Genesis of Scottsdale's brand new state-of-the-art facilities in the Scottsdale Quarter, just east of Scottsdale Road and the Greenway Hayden Loop, where luxury is at your fingertips, where convenience is a priority, where you can discover a new approach to luxury automotive. Take advantage of limited-time offers during the Genesis Signature event on new Genesis vehicles, like
and Adam Kinzinger, to Republican strategist Anna Navarro, to Rich Logis, a conservative commentator from Florida who describes himself as an ex-MAGA activist. He addressed the convention Monday evening via video.
So this is my message to all the Republicans and independents who are watching. People like me who voted for and believed in Trump. I made a grave mistake, but it's never too late to change your mind. You don't need to agree with everything you hear tonight to do what is right.
Beyond Chicago, the Harris campaign is trying to harness that growing dissatisfaction with Trump and disenchantment with the Republican Party molded in his MAGA image by creating an inclusive environment for Republicans to support the Democratic ticket. Republicans like Kinzinger have lent their voice to the movement in places like Arizona. Voters who select candidates from different parties could be the deciding votes in a once solidly Republican state President Joe Biden won by roughly 10,000 votes 4 years ago.
While we may not agree with Kamala Harris on all policies or even most of the policies, in my mind, this is about
energy-efficient solar zone sun shield glass for only $39.63, tax included. At Window World, you get their guaranteed lowest price up front without any hassles. So take care of your home with an investment that will last a lifetime. Call today or schedule online at windowworldphoenix.com. That's windowworldphoenix.com. Window World. Simply the best for definitely less.
Hey, it's Bruce, and my drive through I-10 around the Broadway curve supposedly got simpler. I'm here to tell you, though, that college trigonometry is easier than this drive. We're talking about it today at 4 on Outspoken with Bruce and Gatos.
Jamie West and Jeff Munn, who's in for Jim Sharp, and from the Collins Comfort Masters Business Center of the Valley, recently named the number 6 industrial market for the largest leases and renewals signed so far in 2024. Our partners at the Phoenix Business Journal report 5 deals made the top 100 list in the first half of this year.
Right now on the markets, Dow futures are down 27 points, S&P futures up 3, the NASDAQ futures up 9. For more money news, visit the Collins Comfort Masters Business Center at KTAR.com. KTAR News Flash.
This is what you need to know right now. The crowd chanting, "Thank you, Joe," as President Biden took the stage last night at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago.
We both know we have more to do, but we're moving in the right direction.
Keep it here on KTAR for complete coverage of the DNC all week. You can also follow along at KTAR.com and on the KTAR News app. And we'll go live to Chicago with Jim Sharp next.
American intelligence agencies, including the FBI, have confirmed Iran did recently target Donald Trump's campaign to try to influence the upcoming election.
Arizona's Attorney General is warning of scam callers that trick you into thinking your bank account has been compromised and demand payment in cryptocurrency to get it back. All of our top stories are just 15 minutes away. For more news, go to KTAR.com or the KTAR News app.
Right now, the latest in traffic. We bring you 10 traffic reports every hour, and live in the Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center, here's John Roller.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. We are off to a very good start this Tuesday morning. We have our normal slowing coming in from the West Valley, eastbound I-10, starting at the 101 Agua Fria transition, about 17 minutes on your right in. Other than that, the rest of the Valley main line's looking good. Hey, Bruce St. James was talking about that road, which is the new Collector Distributor Road, which runs parallel to the westbound I-10. And what it does is it helps you get to Broadway Road or the State Route 143 if you need to get to Sky Harbor without having to lane change in the westbound I-10. So there are signs out there, and right now taking a live look at the CD Road, it is flowing smoothly. John Roller, KTAR News.
Mostly sunny today, but a 10% chance of rain. We do have a heat warning until 8 o'clock tonight. We're expecting a high of 113. And right now in Scottsdale, it is 87 degrees. Weather is brought to you by Howard Air.
You're listening to continuing coverage of the Democratic National Convention with Arizona's Morning News.
You cannot say commute.
And that the voice, of course, of President Biden, who spoke last night at the Democratic National Convention, night one in Chicago. Our very own Jim Sharp is in Chicago and was there for all the action on the stage. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Jeff. How you doing?
Very well. And the basic question, I heard you talk yesterday with Kristen Bentz about all the things you had to do to get through, just to get to the building. And is the security still maintained that tightly going into the evening?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we originally tried to get in this one location that is closest to Media Row, and they didn't let us in. When I left through that exit/entrance, and they set up a whole new security tent where Secret Service and Homeland Security actually, puts your bag through, a scanner and all that stuff. So, they made more accommodations, but security is not any lighter. And I did notice as I was leaving, I heard you talking with Jim Ryan earlier about the pro-Palestinian protesters. I didn't see any particular trouble with them, but what I did see was a lot of taunting, which I thought was interesting. They were taunting the delegates and the other Democrats who were streaming in to come see the evening's agenda, which was, of course, President Biden and Hillary Clinton and a lot of other big names last night. But one guy at one point said, "Keep moving, folks. It's like a moving sidewalk to hell," apparently suggesting that the Democratic Party is not doing enough for the Palestinians.
So were you actually inside to see some of those speeches last night, or did they keep you out where you could just hear them?
No. Yeah, no. We have broadcast seats in the arena, and then also we have a booth in Media Row, so we can interview people outside the arena, immediately outside the arena. It's at the United Center where the Bulls play, and so imagine you're at Footprint Center where the Suns are, and then there's that area as you come out that's kind of to the north. It's called the atrium, so it's inside. It's not in the arena, but it's connected to the arena. And so had the opportunity to see Jesse Jackson make his way out onto the stage. Yeah, he was wheeled out onto the stage. He's not in the best of physical shape now, but they paid tribute to him because he ran for president in 1988 as a Democrat, and there was a lot of pointing towards the past, and of course it culminated with now the soon-to-be past president, Joe Biden.
You got to tell us your opinion about that performance last night. I mean, a lot of people are saying that it was one of the best speeches he's given in a long time.
It was. It felt like the old Joe Biden, and of course, it was a lot of pointing to the old Joe Biden. That guy who's been in office in some way, shape, or form for 5 decades. Starting out as I think a county commissioner in Delaware back in the 60s. So this is a guy who's given his life, a good chunk of it, to public service. Whether you think he's doing a good job with that or not is, of course, up to you as a voter. But he certainly has given a lot to public service in this country, and he was really warmly received. I really felt like there was a lot of emotion going back and forth between him and the crowd. He was visibly moved. He was dabbing at his eyes as his daughter introduced him on the stage, and it was actually a very, very interesting. It's certainly an historical perspective thing to see last night.
Jim Sharp in Chicago for us all week long, and he'll have a special show later today following the KTAR noon news expansion. The other thing, and I admittedly did not see all the speeches because I fell asleep. I've got this job where I have to come in and fill in for you. That's why I can't fall asleep so early. But one thing I did notice, I know that there have been a lot of people that have urged Kamala Harris to keep her remarks Thursday as positive as she can. Don't get into attacking Donald Trump. But last night, every speaker, it seemed, that came out there, it started to turn into a Donald Trump roast.
Yeah, that they actually at one point, I think I was on with with Bruce and Gatos on Outspoken, and I said, hey guys, if you hear a lot of booing, they just happened to throw up some video of Donald Trump on the big screen, and there was a lot of Donald Trump roasting last night. That's something I don't think Kamala Harris is going to do on Thursday night. One of the other things I don't think you're going to hear a lot of from her is necessarily really specifics on what she plans to do in office, because she has such a short time now between the nomination and the general election that it's almost better for her to just kind of stay a little nebulous and give Donald Trump less chances to attack.
Hey, Jim, can we talk to you again maybe next hour on Arizona's Morning News? Because we have a lot of questions.
Hey, they're paying me for this nice hotel room, to be here. So, yeah, absolutely, Jim.
All right, thanks. That is Jim Sharp, my co-host on Arizona's Morning News in Chicago for the Democratic National Convention. KTAR News Time now is 5:49.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, Chicago police are bracing for more protests outside the DNC, and we'll get details. Right now, we give you the latest in traffic, which we do 10 times every hour. And live from the Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center, here's John Roller.
Thank you very much, Jeff. We are getting underway on this morning's commute, and we are starting to see a little more volume on the eastbound I-10 coming in from the West Valley. Taking a live look at the camera coming in from 91st Avenue, and there is some slowing, and that's affecting the southbound 101 Powell Freeway. Only light slowing, gets a little heavier in the transition ramp there. So right now, about 20 minutes on your ride into the downtown area. Southbound I-17, spot of slowing starting at about Indian School Road down to Thomas, then again through the Durango curve. We are starting to see westbound 60 right there in the transition to the westbound 10 in the Broadway curve. A little bit of slowing there, and of course the new CD Road, which runs parallel to the westbound I-10. That gets you over to Broadway Road or the State Route 143 if you need to catch a flight at Sky Harbor. A little bit of slowing there, and only one surface street crash right now. 27th Avenue north of Glendale, and a crash south of town. Westbound I-10 just south of Casablanca Road. There is some slowing, right lane block there. John Roller, KTAR News.